Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to Sunday Catchup. How has your week been? Hope it's been a good week. What's been happening this week? Well, I've been in Scotland and it was absolutely fantastic, absolutely full of magic. Not sure if you saw my reels on Instagram, but thanks for those that have and for all the comments. It was truly magical. What a beautiful place. I can thoroughly recommend Scotland. It's stunning. I think it's one of my favourite places in the world, actually. Might mention that last week, but it's just beautiful. And it's just nice to take some time out, isn't it? Just to relax and just to catch up with ourselves. We're so busy and life has become so fast that taking time out, time away from home, taking time away from the routine is necessary. It really is. And we've always said, Will and I, that even 4 days out of a normal routine is enough. But we were lucky enough to have at least 10 nights away. So yeah, it was really super duper. So what about you? How was your week? What have you been doing? Have you had time to reflect on your week? I think the thing that stands out for me, there's a couple of things. One is just magic. So magic, I love that word. I just think it's fantastic. And the word magic for me just means the flow. It's like the things that happen that you can't explain, or the things that kind of fall into place that you couldn't have done. It's like the flow. It's working with the universe, but it's not you doing it. Our brains are just so powerful that it thinks it's in charge the whole time, and it really isn't. So it's just it's just those unexpected things that you think, wow, how could that have happened? So for example, I think leading up to going to Scotland, the weather forecast was absolutely dreadful, like rain pretty much every day. And then when we were up there, we were so lucky that we had 1 day of rain. That's all we had. And we can't explain that other than the weather forecast people didn't get that right. But even on the day that we were told the next day on Mull it was going to rain all day long, it didn't. It rained for a little bit in the afternoon and then it rained overnight. So when we woke up the next day, it was beautiful. So it's like those unexplained things that happen that you notice when one is in the flow. And every morning I say to myself, I don't say it to myself. Well, I do say it to myself. I say it to my higher self and I say it to the universe, but I say it out loud in my mind. And I ask the question, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? And what would you have me say? And then I kind of let go of my day. So that's kind of like my morning mantra. What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And then I kind of let go of my day. And I know anything that turns up in my day is what's meant to be. There was a time this last week as well when we went to Portree on the Skye. And we were looking for these coloured houses because I loved Tobermory and it was beautiful. So I wanted to see it in Portree. And so we were told about these coloured houses, but we did this great big long walk and we just didn't find them. And then on this walk, we just saw up on the right this little walk. And we were like, oh, that looks really interesting. And it was out of a cliff. It was amazing. And then this woman just appeared because we didn't see anyone, and we explained. She said, oh yeah, just take that and it will take you back into town. Anyway, this path was just incredible. The sea was on one side and it was right by a great big hill. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. It was on my reel on Instagram, and then we turn up and there was these coloured houses, and it's just those twists and turns, isn't it, in life? So, and I believe we experience these magical moments all the time. Like the universe just wants to keep on giving to us. But what happens is we get just caught up in our minds. I get caught up in my mind sometimes, and then I don't see it. And that's why it's great to have time away to just let that brain unwind. Let that mind just, all that thinking mind, just to relax, so that we can see then these magical moments that show up. And sometimes they're so they're significant in the moment, but they're so insignificant. But it's something to be completely in awe of. And like Ben Nevis, it was so funny when we went to Ben Nevis this week, because I'm still not quite sure which mountain Ben Nevis was. I took loads of pictures, but I'm not sure. And we stayed in this accommodation in Fort William, and it was at the foot of Ben Nevis, but it was like the Ben Nevis was like behind this mountain that we were at, and it was behind, but they called it the foot of Ben Nevis. Anyway, when we went through Fort William the first time, we were like, oh, where's Ben Nevis? But it was surrounded in clouds. And then when we went back the second time, we stayed, as I say, in the foot of Ben Nevis, but couldn't really see it. But we explored that whole area, and we were like, oh, I wonder where you start walking up Ben Nevis, because my husband and I really inspired to go up Ben Nevis. And we were like, oh, I wonder where that is. Anyway, we stayed in this accommodation that I managed to find on Airbnb, which was amazing. And she said, oh, the walk for, she just sort of came out with it, the walk for Ben Nevis, you just walk up the road 1.5 miles, and the one of the walks for Ben Nevis is just there. And we were like, oh, that's great. So next time we come, we know where to stay, and we know where the walk for Ben Nevis starts now. So it's just little things like that that are quite, I just find them fascinating. And so I'm really excited, because today I'm doing an interview with Nicola Hume, who's a good friend of ours, but she was a DJ on Heart Radio Sussex. And then she is now doing the podcast for Red Bull. And she's so inspiring. And she has really worked hard. And she's come to a point in her life where she literally says she's living a life of magic, where everything's just flowing. But it hasn't come easy. She's worked really hard for that. And the synchronicities along the way. So I'm going to be interviewing her later, which I'm really excited about, to hear her story and hear the synchronicities, and just to hear from her what she thinks living a life of magic is. So, yeah, it's great. So I believe that every day we see these magical moments. So what magical moments happen in your life? When last did you have a gift from the universe that you couldn't explain? Love it. So what next? Living a life of magic. That's what I wanted to say. Last week we talked about manifestation, and 2 things that after I recorded my Sunday Catchup, I thought were really important to say about manifestation. And I think I might have mentioned it, but I just wanted to talk about it now. And that is, when we want to manifest, we think about what we want, we visualise it, we feel it, and then we have to let go of it. So we let go of the thing that we want, we hand it over, and then we trust. And we trust that something better, or that thing, so let me say that again. So we trust that that thing will come, or something even better will come. And we trust in that. So we have to let go and trust. And it's like, it's already happened, and it's just a question of us catching up with it. So it's that level of trust. And I think that's really hard. Really, really hard to let go and trust of the things that we need. So it's working on that for manifestation. And think about all the things that you do manifest in your life, and think about the steps, so that then the difficult things, you know the steps to take and to let go. And then if there's anything in the way, basically life will give us guidance as to what to do. It will give us information on what to do, and it would want us to take action on it. But our minds can get in the way because we're overthinking. So there'll be lots and lots of thoughts that come in, and you won't know which way to turn or what to do. So it's the universal guidance that comes up from within that you want to take the steps on. And the best way that you can do that is to have a clear mind, and to recognize the difference between your thinking mind and the intuition and the divine guidance. And then when you get the divine guidance, it's then you act on that. So it's really recognizing that and working out the difference between the thinking mind and the divine guidance. And I would recommend, if you don't know what that feels like, is to start doing some meditation and start doing some inner work, so that you can figure out what's intuition and what's the thinking mind. What's great is, well, we opened the shop 17 years ago, and all this has been around for ages, but I think in the last few years, since 2020, there is so much more now out there, and it's become so popular. Yoga, sound bowl, healing, loads of different things. It's really becoming the norm in order to help us have a still mind. And when we have a still mind, we have access to an intelligence far greater than our thinking mind. And when we can access that, we live in the life of magic. We can listen to the guidance that is given to us from the universe, from our higher self, and then we can act on that. So yeah, my recommendation is to do anything that you can to be able to relax that thinking mind. And as I say, meditation is fantastic, and that comes in many, many forms. And anything like yoga, Pilates, going for a walk outside, it's noticing those times when you're not thinking. It's noticing those times when you're like, my brain is quiet, my mind is quiet. Brain, mind, calling it the same word, but my thinking mind is quiet. And that's the trick in life, is to have a mind that is calm and have those stillness moments so that we can feel connected. Because we have everything inside us, don't we? We have all that beautiful energy inside of us, but our mind thinks we're separate from it, and we're really not. It's all connected. So if anything comes up that gets in the way, so if there's any so say you're wanting to manifest something really simple, so let's just use a car parking space because it's the really simple thing. You want a car parking space because you've got an important function, and you just want, let me just tell you what happened. So, oh God, I'm digressing again, but never mind. So basically, I had a palm reading event at an Indian restaurant in Kensington, and it was really difficult to get there in the car. It was so much traffic. It was really, really busy. I said, angels, please help me with a car park space because I'm late. I need to be there. I'm running late. It's taking a while, and I need to park right outside. And I turned up, and a car pulled out right in front of the restaurant, and in I went. And it's like, that's incredible. And then when I went over to Ireland, when my dad was poorly, he couldn't walk very far. So again, I asked the angels, please can we have a car parking space, because Dad, is really struggling. And of course, we get there, car pulls out, in we go, right outside the coffee shop. So these are like little simple things that can happen. And I'm sure you're using those all the time, because the car park space is brilliant, because we know that will happen. We just know because we've done it and it happens. But let's just imagine that we say we want a car park space, and then our mind then kicks, well, how is that going to happen? That's never going to happen. And we kind of come up with a story around that about how that's not going to happen. So when that happens, what in the manifestation process, when we have those thoughts, those negative thoughts that this can't happen, or you can't have that because you don't deserve it, or whatever it is, blah, 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 blah. It's like a layer of clothing that needs removing. So when that happens, and that blocks the path of manifestation, and it blocks seeing magic. So whatever happens, that's great. All these stuff that comes up is come up to be cleared. So it's like you need to take that item of clothing off, put it to one side, and then clear it. And one of the best ways I have found to clear is using this ancient Hawaiian technique called Ho'oponopono. And I thoroughly recommend it. So whenever we're manifesting, if it's clear and there's no thinking mind in it at all, and we let it go and we trust, then great, it will come. Or something even better will. But if we have all this mind stuff, if we have all this chatter, the reasons why we can or we can't, that's been filed away in your subconscious. And their beliefs, their your experience of what's happened before, they need clearing. And the more you clear all this stuff that comes up, all these layers of clothing, the more you clear that, the more you'll access your connection to your divine, to the universe, and you'll see more and more magic in your life. So this really great clearing technique, I've just written a blog on it, which is on my website, thesoulcoach.com, but is this Ho'oponopono. And it's an ancient Hawaiian technique, and it will really help you to clear that stuff that gets in the way of you connecting to your divine. And it's really, really simple. So what this technique, in essence, because as I say, I have written a blog about it, but I'm just going to talk about it here because I've found it really useful. My husband and I found it really useful, and I know Nicola has as well. And it's a really good technique. So it's 4 things that you say. So basically, this principle of this ancient Hawaiian technique is that we are responsible for everything that shows up in our life. Yes, we are. We are responsible for everything. So whatever happens, because we are there, we are responsible for attracting that into our life. So what we want to do is anything that comes into our life that doesn't kind of resonate with us, or it's might not be what we want, or it might be in an argument, it might be in a car pulling out, it might be anything that's not in line with us, needs clearing. Or it could be those thoughts, it could be feelings, anything that comes into our lives. It might be your home might not feel great. You might go to a hotel room, that doesn't feel great. You might there's loads of different things, but just use this technique. It becomes like a daily mantra. The 4 phrases are: thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. Thank you, universe, for this showing up into my life. I had no idea I needed clearing, but thank you. You're saying, please forgive me because this has happened and you didn't know it needed to happen, and you're just taking responsibility for it. So you're just saying, please forgive me. I'm really sorry. I have no idea why this has come up into my life, and I'm taking full responsibility for it. And then I love you. So thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. I have written a blog about it, and there's more information in that for you. But you say those 4 little phrases, it immediately and really helps to clear what's here, what's around, in order for you to be able to be more centered. And also in manifestation, when you have those thoughts that come up that get in the way, saying those 4 little phrases will help to clear those beliefs. And it just becomes a daily mantra. So yeah, thoroughly recommend it. So that's Ho'oponopono and manifestation, and I think that's it for this week. It's lovely to be home. Really busy. First day back at Quest yesterday, and that was nice. Nice to come home, and the shop was looking beautiful and sparkly, which is always nice. Have a great week ahead. I hope you're enjoying these little Sunday catch-ups, and if there's anything you want me to include in them, then please do let me know. But until next week, have a great one. Take care. Bye.